What's up guys, Devildog Gamer here, and World of Warships closed beta test is finally here. And actually, this isn't my first time playing it. When I was at PAX East, I stopped by the Wargaming booth and got to play World of Warships. And I played it with Flying Baron, and it was just the most fun I had in a game in a while. We went out with, the squad of Yamatos and just tore across the the battlefield. It was crazy, honestly. This game is a lot of fun, and honestly, I haven't found a single thing I don't like about it. I mean, other than the ships are slow, but hey, they're ships, I mean, the games take time. The ships are pretty slow. So basically what this game is you are in warships. I mean, it's basically, the title says it all. Instead of tanks and airplanes, you are in warships. And I know a lot of us have been waiting for a game like this for a while, with War Thunder and, World of Tanks and World of Warplanes and, they have all those genres covered, minus the ships. There hasn't been a good ship battle game since Silent Hunter, but that's mainly subs. But I mean, the closest I could even think of getting to this is something like maybe naval action or battling out with ships in 1942. This game is amazing. It is a lot of fun, and there are a lot of really cool features to it that I found were perfect, and I never really even thought of, but just perfect features of it. But we're going to get more into that later. I want to talk a little bit about what sold me on this game instantly. I was in a press meeting with the guys from Wargaming, and they were showing off all their stuff. And one of the things they were showing off of was the World of Warships. Now, I'd already played it on the floor, and I hadn't tried any of the cruisers or destroyers or anything. And, one of the producers is playing it against the guys on the floor. Now, the destroyers have a thing called a smoke screen, which is a real-life thing. It just makes a wall of smoke you can't see through. And he's kind of going parallel next to the smoke screen, looking for ships and everything like that. And all of a sudden, out of the smoke screen comes just a wall of torpedoes. And there's nothing he can do. Nothing he could do. And it was probably one of the greatest moments I've seen in a game in a while. Just watching these torpedoes appear out of the smoke and just knowing that he's completely fucked and that he's going to die. And of course, he did. Blew up, and it was probably the most glorious thing I've ever seen. It was just great. And you see just ramming ships. It just gets brutal around here. But World of Warships is a very unique game with the naval battle. There's a lot of things I think they did really right with it. The camera angles and everything are perfect. So there's no real aiming for it. You're more lobbing shells across and hoping. It all depends on the orientation of your guns, and each gun's in a different orientation compared to your ship and compared to where the enemy ship is. So there's a good little, balance to where, you're not going to hit every single shot. Some of your shots might hit, and you have to angle your ship correctly on it. Like, I'm broadsiding a ship straight on, and I missed every single shot because, the way the ship was proportioned to where my guns were, they weren't going to hit. Now, the torpedoes, this is how the actual torpedo aiming mechanism works. You'll find a target, and you'll launch torpedoes from there. And it's a really awesome feature. I think the torpedoes are a really cool gameplay feature. They're slow. They don't change trajectory, so you basically better hope that ship stays on the same one, and that, of course, is one of the carriers. The carriers are also a very neat feature. I got to see them showed off at PAX. And basically, you control the ship, and then you control your plane squadrons, fighters, bombers, and torpedo planes as more of like an RTS. You can take direct control of them to where you can kind of guide them around, tell them what target to hit, or you can just send them off into an area to do something else. And it's a really cool feature. I think each ship is just so unique and has so much going on with it that it just really, it adds to the gameplay. It seems like each class of ship is something completely different, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm kind of thinking, looking at that's a kind of a sketchy torpedo shot, right? My friendly ship's right there. And I mean, it's just really cool how a lot of this goes. I'm pretty addicted to World of Warships at the moment. I think it's a great game, and it's something I've been waiting for a while. Just the warships and all are just great. I mean, one of the biggest parts of World War II was the naval battles. And no one has really had a chance to cover that much. I mean, and you can see my AA guns are attacking the ships, or the planes, and they can drop torpedoes on me. It kind of works as the same aiming mechanism as my destroyer with the torpedoes. And it's a pretty cool feature. I like it a lot. And you can see the ships, the last of the carriers sinking as I go right on by it. And it's just really awesome. I think the torpedoes just sell this game all on its own. This is a sketchy shot, and you're going to laugh your ass off when you see this. I mean, just stuff like this is why this game's awesome. I mean, the slow-moving duking it out head-to-head naval battles. And oh, just missed him, and the kill. Perfect. I mean, you can't get any better than that. You cannot get any better than that. Like, what else can you do than pull that kind of shit off? I mean, what game? That is just awesome. This game is amazing. Now, right now for the tech trees and the closed beta test, and I think this is going to be also on release, it's just American and Japanese. They have everything from carriers to battleships, Yamatos, cruisers, destroyers. No frigates. I didn't see many frigates, and it actually has a shot cam too, which is actually a really cool feature to follow. Kind of track your trajectory a little better, and miss, splash down. It's really cool. Now the battleships are pretty awesome. I played the Yamato at PAX East, and I have a few unlocked for the closed beta test. One of the cool things about the battleship is they're heavily armored, they're slow moving, they can't maneuver that well, they got the guns. One of the features they have is they can actually kind of repair a small amount of their health. Now it's a cooldown, kind of like how your repair button is. Each ship can repair itself with a cooldown, especially when your rudder or your turrets get hit or your propeller. You're kind of dead in the water at that point, so you need a way to repair yourself. Now with the battleship, you can kind of slowly repair yourself over time, which is a really cool feature, and definitely kind of makes battleships a little more deadly than they are. The reload times on battleships are really, really slow. And they're very slow maneuverable. The cruisers and destroyers can just run circles around them, and they're slow enough to where, and as you see, my propeller got hit, so now I gotta go ahead and repair that, but I'm not paying attention to that. Now, the other cool thing is the damage to the ships. When the ships go up, I mean, it's cool when you can see the penetrations into your hull, and actually, see just like a glowing red-hot ember area, and it's really cool, and just the damage the ships actually do. You can actually set ships on fire, which is another cool thing. You can ram them, you can scrape them. I mean, the physics is all there. When you hit a ship, it'll rock a bit, and it'll take a little while to orient itself. Same with the maneuvering ship. If you've ever been on a boat, you kind of know that you can't just do a 180 right away. It takes a good little hot second to get yourself going there. And as you see, the damage on the ship is just awesome, how it's all modeled in and everything. It's just really cool. Now, another cool thing about it is the waypoints. Now, you can autopilot your ship. You can basically open up your map, drop waypoints down to where you want to go, and the ship will follow it, giving you more time to kind of just focus on seeing what's going on in the battlefield and firing around and taking out other ships. But the problem is you can also get tunnel vision and just complete, complacency on what's going on and be completely unaware of the surroundings around you, which is, a cool thing because you can suddenly be engaging one ship, come out of your gun cam in autopilot, and realize you're completely surrounded, and you're like, oh, crap. It's happened to me a few times, and it's really cool. I mean, you see a lot of this going on. You see, compared to other games like this, like World of Tanks or, War Thunder or, World of Warplanes, any of that stuff, you see more one-on-one battles than anything else. You see, like, me and him are completely fixated on each other. There is no shooting at anybody else. We are just duking it out toe-to-toe. Even though there's other people shooting at him, he's, focused more on what's going on around him. You can kind of, you get those battles. You'll get a battle where you'll just completely doing circles next to each other, broadsiding each other, just exchanging shots. It's a really awesome feature. The way the turrets are set up independently, you can see over there in the mini-map, it shows you where each turret is positioned and kind of gives you a better way to orient each other and what turret's firing, what turret's reloading, and that's a really cool feature to kind of know. There's a lot to manage, there's a lot of turrets on these ships, so it's kind of hard to figure it out, and that's an actually good feature with that little mini-map, the ship indicator, kind of showing you what's available, what points where, and what goes where. That's cool. I like that a lot. Another thing that's pretty cool is you can actually the speed and everything. There's no holding W to go forward. You move it really like a ship does. You can go your full speed, everything like that, and it's locked to that speed until you change it at that point. So you basically don't have to hold W, because honestly, I would say if you had to hold W to move your ship, keep your ship moving, that would be the worst thing ever, because honestly, these, your ship's constantly moving. These maps are huge, and I think everybody's finger would get worn out by that time. So that's a really cool feature to be able to just throw it in whatever speed you want and just continue going from there. There's also the collision warnings and everything that happen because you can be in this tunnel vision mode that you got with this gun cam, and not know there's an island or landmass in front of you, and it'll give you a collision warning showing you what direction it's at. It'll sound the, you know, the alarms and everything. Really cool feature. It's definitely a really cool feature. I'm excited for this game. I think it's awesome. You guys should check it out. I don't know if they're still doing closed beta access or not, but definitely try to get in it. It's really, really cool. It's a really cool feature. Really cool game. Definitely check it out. I'm not sure when it's fully releasing, but it looks pretty close to finishing to me. There's not a lot of things wrong with it, but it's definitely on my top favorite games to play for 2015 already. This game is awesome. But if you guys like it, you want to know more, let me know in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.